Today we're going to talk about how you can spot reduce your love handles. All you hear women saying everywhere is, oh my God, I just need to get rid of my underarm fat, or I need to get rid of my belly, or
like
my
the
love handles
fat right here.
Yeah, or like the tire around my waist. You see it everywhere that there's like exercise programs out there that's like target your belly fat, or like target your love handles, target your thighs. And while it's marketed to you that you can do all these things to target specific areas of your body, is that actually true? Is it actually factual that you can spot reduce fat?
No, this is the problem, is that we're told that we can, or we're made to believe that it's possible, but the reality is you can't choose where you want to lose fat from first. And that's really frustrating. I get it, because we both have certain areas where we would love to be able to wave a magic wand and be like, poof, that's where we're going to target fat from first. And this is also kind of the problem that you see with a lot of women in the gym. They're sitting there doing a bunch of crunches or ab exercises to try to target body fat, or they're doing a ton of different tricep exercises to try to lose weight on the back of their arms. And I think that that comes from the misconception that you can actually turn fat into muscle. So you think that if you do a lot of exercises and you actually like tone up that area, you're replacing fat with muscle. But we have to remember that fat and muscle are two very different things. And you can't actually tone a muscle, and you can't turn fat into muscle. So what we need to do is understand that we need to build up some of that muscle tissue. That way we have a nice like core base. So you can almost think of like, I think you use this analogy where you have this like mound of clay. You want to be able to kind of like get the overall shape of like what you want that mound to look like. So this is why we need to build up the muscle tissue. And then we have to use nutrition to focus on reducing overall body fat.
And I think that's a really hard thing to wrap your head around, because you have been told for so long, like you need to do exercises to target your belly fat. And like, I remember doing like oblique workouts and like planks and crunches from like a very young age. I remember watching mom do it, and it's just something that we're always marketed to, but it really does come down to your nutrition and being able to dial in your nutrition and be in an overall calorie deficit and lose overall body fat. And here's the thing that is very frustrating when you actually realize this, is usually the first place that you gain weight is the last place for the weight to go. For me, when I gain weight, I usually gain it like in my stomach area and like in my hips and my butt. And for you, it's like your arms, your chest, like more of like your upper body. It just kind of does come down to genetics. There's a whole range of things that it depends on where you're going to gain weight and lose weight. And that can be really frustrating, but it's also helpful to understand that it's okay. You don't have to like suffer through doing a million crunches every single day, praying that you're gonna get rid of your tire around your stomach. You just have to really be in a calorie deficit and strength train and lose overall body fat.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of the most difficult part in a way, because it's almost easier to just be like, oh, if I do 100 crunches every night, then that's gonna make the belly fat go away, or that's gonna make my love handles go away. But the reality is that you do have to dial in your nutrition. And I know we've heard all the time, like you can't outwork a bad diet, or like abs are made in the kitchen. Those are really common phrases, but they're true. You need to be able to dial in your nutrition, because dialing in your nutrition and then moving a bit more with walking, starting to strength train and build up that muscle tissue, that's all contributing to losing overall body fat. And when you lose overall body fat, you're gonna see that you're naturally start to slim down in some of those problem areas. But the thing is that you have to keep going and you have to stick with it long term if you really want to get to a place where you're proud of how those problem areas look. So that's why we are so big on making sure that when you pick a diet or pick a program, it's something you can see yourself doing long term. Because for most of us, to target those problem areas, we're going to have to be dialed into our nutrition long term. So if you're doing keto to try to lose stubborn belly fat, but you can't see yourself doing keto for the rest of your life, you're just setting yourself up from failure for the start. So if you are looking for something that's more sustainable, that's gonna help you perfectly combine all of these elements that you need to target these problem areas, nutrition, strength training, movement, combine all of these things, just click the first link below and check out our 8-week fat loss accelerator. Inside, you're going to learn exactly how to calculate your very own calorie cycle to be in a moderate calorie deficit and have access to a whole library of on-demand strength training programs. That way you can work towards achieving that lean, toned physique while still enjoying your life.